everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, kicking off the $1 pick six on Whitney Saturday at the Spa. Let's throw up the field for race number 7. The Grade 2 Glens Falls Fillies and Mares going a mile and a half, and a very deserving favorite, Mike. The number 3 Warlike Goddess. You and I are the co-chairman of the Warlike Goddess fan club. She has just been nothing short of awesome in most of her starts. The one hiccup, the very one. She was great last time in the Bewitch, I thought.
Yeah, very easy win. The last time we saw her, that was her first attempt going a mile and a half. Then it was no problem for her. She crushed that field. I mean, she's been good right from the start. This is probably the toughest race she's been in so far. We'll see what she does, but she's supposed to be hard to beat.
I was just going to say, it's not like she's facing a bunch of cream puffs in the Glens Falls. We thought the time form U.S. pace projector, curious pace play. The number 6 Delika is expected to go to the front, and I've had several conversations with Al Stoll about Delika, and basically it's a situation where you don't fight her early. You let her do what she wants to do. Either she'll run off as she did 2 starts back, which probably got her beat, or she'll at least try to rate just a little bit like she did last time out. I think if she controls the pace and settles, she's going to be tough.
I agree. I think that makes her running style, I think, makes her dangerous. And the last time that she ran against Warlike Goddess in that Bewitched End, they did try to fight her that day, and it didn't really work out. I suspect they just let her roll early this time.
I wonder if Christophe Clement has found out what the number 1 Call Me Love wants to do, and that is going long on the turf. Let's watch Call Me Love's first start at elongated distance here in the States, mile and a half, River Memories Stakes, gets to the outside, turning into the stretch, and Call Me Love is going to wear these horses down. Now, Mucha Makina, Virginia Joy, these horses kind of underperformed in this race, but Call Me Love has always been a solid performer, and she has tactical speed.
Yeah, that's true. She could get another good trip in here. I mean, when you go back and watch this race from start to finish, I don't want to take too much away from her, Dan. It does kind of feel like the trip made all the difference in there. She just sat an absolutely perfect one. Alvarado waited, let everybody else make moves, and then he came with the last run and he got the job done. She's a pretty nice horse. I'm not her biggest fan, but she certainly has the credentials to be very competitive in here.
The number 2 is Temple City Terror for trainer Brendan Walsh, the one that ran down Delika 2 starts back in the Kirtana. And Delika had a big advantage, obviously, running off in that race, but Temple City Terror was in behind horses, had to alter course, and finally ran down Delika late. There is an argument to be made that last time out, Temple City Terror ran just as well as Delika. She was buried in behind horses on the 3rd turn. She got outside, and she was running late when clear.
Yeah, it did feel like, I mean, I'm not going to suggest that she was going to win that race, but she certainly did not have a great trip that day and was at least second best in there, even though she only finished 3rd. She ran down Delika 2 starts back, so you know that she can do it if things break her way. She's an interesting horse at what should be a fair price.
Here's Warlike Goddess's first ever graded stakes, second ever graded stakes victory, the Grade 3 Bewitched. 97 buyer at Keeneland on April 23rd. She sat near the back of the pack. She's going to get to the outside, and once she does, just watch Julian Leparoux like a statue here. And now he pushes the button, and there goes Warlike Goddess, who runs away from the field in the final 1/8 of a mile. This is a very impressive filly, Mike. What do you make of the layoff?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if this was the plan or if maybe she, missed a different race that they were pointing to. Either way, if she comes back in the form that she was in when we last saw her, she's just going to be really tough in here, Dan. You saw how good she was in the Bewitched 2 starts back. I thought she was just as good in the Orchid. She still had some ground to make up through the final furlong of that race. And Always Shopping, the horse that was on the lead, she's no pushover. Warlike Goddess came with a huge finish to gun that horse down.
Or Glens, the number 4, might end up being the biggest price on the tote, and she has credentials. She is a graded stakes winner in Southern California. The Red Carpet was her final start of 2020. Now, she ran once on the East Coast this year for Chad Brown. Wasn't very good, but it was off the layoff. Maybe she needed the start. She needs pace help, and I'm not sure she's the strongest closer in the field.
Yeah, she probably isn't. It'll be interesting to see what she does in here, though, Dan, because she is going to be a price. She has run some good races. And I just sort of felt like of the 2 Chad Brown horses, certainly the other one, who we'll get to in a minute, my sister Nat, has the credentials. I would rather, if I was going to take a shot with one of them, I'd take a shot with this horse and just see if she could rebound. She was bad last time, but she was good last year.
My sister Nat has had a big reputation. She comes from an unbelievable female family, and she likes Saratoga. She won the Weah at 1.5 miles last summer. Now she's nibbled since. Let's go to the New York, her most recent start, a grade 2 going 1.25 miles. Now this was a race where Mean Mary went to the front. Mean Mary might be the best filly and mare turf horse in the country right now, and she just controlled the pace. My sister Nat comes with a decent run in here. She's going to get up for third, but really was never any match for the top 2 finishers.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of what you get from my sister Nat and most of her races, that she's always running at the end. She's very rarely a real threat in her races, but she kind of shows up and runs every time. I don't know. I won't be surprised when she runs well again in here and perhaps even wins the race, but she's 3-1 on the morning line. And I would just never take her at that kind of price.
Talk about versatility. The 6 Delica has won at 5.5 furlongs, and she's also won at 1 3/8 miles. Let's watch the last race at Delaware. It's very soft ground this day. She was involved early in a little bit of a pace dispute. One other horse went with Delica early. That horse ends up finishing last. You see her tiring down on the inside, an exhausted mare, not Delica. She has put away that horse. Now she's going to hold off the closers. Luck Money, who's in here, and a belated Temple City Terror.
Yeah, that's Temple City Terror, who got free too late and won't be able to get up for second. I have no knocks on the form of Delica since they stretched her out, especially, Dan. She's just kind of an amazing horse. When they ran her up here last summer, it was in the 5.5 furlong caress. Now she's going 1.5 miles in the Glens Falls. Her recent form is very good. She's a dangerous horse on the lead in here.
I'm a really big fan of Luck Money, Mike, and her seasonal debut, The Searching, was just kind of a silly race, where the rest of the field just allowed the winner to get to the front and set fractions of 55 for the half and 122 for 3/4. Luck Money did all she could do to get second. She wasn't going to overcome that pace. And last time out, she looked like a winner on the third turn, brushing right at Delica, who you figured was going to be softened up. But once Delica was asked for a run, she ran away from Luck Money again.
Yeah, exactly. To me, that's why it's kind of hard to take Luck Money back in this race. And you're right, because her race 2 back, she did not get a good ride. And so you felt like maybe last time was a good race to take a shot with her in. She took a run at Delica. She was no match, turned away. And again, probably didn't even run the second best race there, considering the trip Temple City Terror got.
And while I'd love to make the soft ground excuse, she seems to like yielding or soft going. She won the Zagora on Halloween last year. Top pick time for the Glens Falls. Again, we're kicking off the $1 pick 6 on Whitney Saturday. Or like Goddess is the horse to beat. If she runs any of her last 2 races, she's going to win. I'm going to try to steal it. Although I'm not sure if you steal it if you go a legitimate pace. And I think Delica is going to try to tribute this field.
Yeah, I think she is too. I'm afraid of Delica. I'm going to stick with the favorite in this race, but I'd like to use a little of that 6. I think they were the right 2, Dan.
I'm with you. 3-6-2-4 for Mike, 6-3-5-7 for me. It's the grade 2 Glens Falls on a sensational card. Whitney Saturday at the Spa. Good luck.